Let me tell you a story. Now, you might identify with this story because middle school was really hard for you. Or maybe you've had a child that had a tough time during that age range. You remember the ups and the downs of it, the stress, the sleepless nights. That's why Connected by Heartbeat started. Listen in. So one day, when my oldest child was in middle school, 7th grade or so, he was having such a tough time. It was for him a realization that the real world was not the lovely place with all kisses and hugs that mom and dad had structured our house to be. So he was having a really difficult time. There were friendship transitions. We moved to a different county. He just had a lot going on and trying to figure out who he was in the world and trying to figure out all the transitions of middle school, and that while all of his friends are trying to figure it out too. So one evening, we were passing one another just normally as we do in the kitchen, and we paused and gave one another a hug, which is common for me and my children. So as we're hugging, his head falls on my chest and he stops and he said, "Oh, I remember that sound." Oh, I froze and my heart froze. I couldn't believe that that sound was giving him comfort. I realized that the last time he heard my heartbeat was when he was an infant. Because, see, he was a preemie. And if you know anything about parents and children and what doctors recommend, especially with children that have health difficulties, is that they recommend you to do skin time with them. So you lay them on your chest, on your heartbeat, and it provides comfort for them. So I've done this so many times when he was a preemie in the NICU. And then when we brought him home and he was colicky, I would put him on my chest. When he wasn't, the difficulties of breastfeeding, but that's a whole different story. But all these different times and everything that we went through when he was a baby, I would lay him on my chest. And I could not believe that after all this time, he recognized my heartbeat. So as I stood still, not wanting to move, I didn't want to disturb any moment of this peacefulness that he was getting at this time. So I just stood there and I continued to hug him. And in that moment, not only did I provide a sense of peace for my son, that's when Connected by Heartbeat was born. It's about human connection. It's about, regardless of what things go on in the world, whatever's going on, it's about cherishing the connections and being intentional about the relationships that are in your life. So in this channel, we'll hear from a lot of people tell us about their experiences. We'll get advice from people about what worked in their lives, because I know that sometimes relationships are not always easy. Even for some people, meeting friends is not always easy. Sometimes we're uncomfortable in a space, so we may tend to shy away from those things. So we hope to bring some people on here that can help you learn how to maneuver those spaces and give you some tips and tricks to help you with that. And then I will continue to share about my life and the people I meet and different situations so that we can all work on being very intentional with the relationships that we have, that we do things to preserve them, that we figure out how to navigate back to friends when we have broken connections, but we know we really want them in our lives. So Connected by Heartbeat is truly about helping to build a more connected and emotionally enriched world. I look forward to getting to know you better, and I look forward to letting you know me a little better. I'm Jessica Simpson Taylor, and we are Connected by Heartbeat.
So each of us have to have something that keeps us grounded and keeps us connected when life starts lifing. Please drop a comment. Let me know what works for you, because this is what works for me.